Hello. So in this video we'll be looking at fault analysis part 1. So fault analysis can be broadly divided as symmetrical and unsymmetrical. In this video we'll look at order of severity, we'll see the classification of symmetrical, unsymmetrical, and we will broadly look into symmetrical fault. In symmetrical fault we will look at per unit analysis, per unit conversion, then we will look at reactance diagram, three different cases of it. Then we'll be looking at transients in transmission line, then couple of formulas for symmetric RMS fault, asymmetric RMS fault, maximum momentary current and momentary current. Then we'll be looking at transients in alternator, symmetric fault analysis, how do we calculate I fault, EG double dash, EM double dash, then using Thevenin concept. Then we'll look into a unique method of short circuit MVA, SCMVA concept, how we find SCMVA. Then we will look into one of the examples of that, and with that we will wrap this particular video. Okay, so let's first understand what is the difference between symmetric and unsymmetric fault. So symmetrical faults are LL, triple L and triple LG. So what do you mean by symmetric? Voltage magnitude, current magnitude, and the phase displacement of them, phase difference within them, magnitude and phase difference before and after remains exactly same. Okay, unsymmetrical meaning one voltage will be before it will be symmetric, later on one will become big, one will become small, magnitude will change, their phases will change. So unsymmetrical are totally unsymmetrical. So all the faults like LG, LL and LLG faults are unsymmetrical faults. We'll talk about them in next video. This video will be talking only about symmetrical faults. Order of severity. So starting from LG, LL, LLG, triple L and triple LG, severity increases from top to bottom, but chances of occurrence increases from top to bottom. So LG fault is most probable to occur, followed, and the triple LG fault is the least one to occur. Now but one note point is LG fault at alternator is the most severe fault. Okay, this order of faults, above order of fault is in the order of faults in transmission line. So in transmission line LG fault is the least dangerous fault, least severe fault, but in alternator LG fault is the most severe fault. Now per unit analysis. So per unit analysis is always done in per phase. Though here we are substituting values in line to line, but they are found out, they are derived after converting in per phase. Okay. So for star we can use this concept, this formula straight away, that Z per unit is equals to Z into MVA upon kilo kV line to line whole square. But line to line here doesn't mean that Z per unit is calculated on the basis of line voltages. They are calculated always in terms of phase values. Okay, so Z per unit in delta is Z ohms MVA upon KVLL whole square, whereas in delta it becomes 1 by 3 times of Z per unit star. Okay, then another important formula is I actual is I per unit into MVA upon root 3 VLL. Okay, so mostly voltages will be in kilovolts, so current would be coming in kilo amperes. Please take care of the units. Okay, so I actual is I per unit MVA upon root 3 kV. Okay, now there is one conversion formula for if MVA bases are different or voltage bases are different. Z per unit new is Z per unit old into MVA new by MVA old into VB old upon VB new ka whole square. Okay, so this we will use to convert Z per unit from one base to another base. Fine. Now we'll be moving into concept number 2, that is reactance diagram. In reactance diagram, X can be given in 3 different forms. We'll try to convert this reactance diagram in per unit diagram to ease out our calculation. So the 3 cases are X can either be given in ohms and asked to convert in per unit. or x can be given in per unit with different bases. Okay. So when x is given in ohm, you can convert in per unit using same formula. X in ohms into MVA upon K VB square. Okay, that is the simple formula used. There you have to take care whether it's star or delta. If it is star, that is the formula. If it is delta, you will have to do 1/3 of that particular thing. Z in per unit with MVA base, it can have MVA different or KVA different. In both cases, we will be using Z new is equals to Z old, Z per unit old into MVA new upon MVA old into VB old upon VB new का whole square. Okay, so these are the three cases of reactance diagram. Now we will move to the transient and transmission line. Okay, so transient and transmission line is same as RL circuit. We saw transient free circuit. So here basically fault current will be comprising of AC current, that is fault current, and a DC offset. Okay, so AC would be what? Vm upon mod Z sin omega t plus alpha minus theta minus DC offset. DC offset is nothing but Vm upon Z sin alpha minus theta e की power minus t by 2. So I fault will come as Vm upon Z sin omega t plus alpha minus theta minus Vm upon Z sin alpha minus theta e की power minus t by tau. Fine. Now there are certain formulas derived from the same. So symmetric RMS fault current. Symmetric RMS fault current is Vm upon root 2 mod Z. Fine. Asymmetric fault current. Asymmetric fault current is nothing but RMS of this square. So asymmetric fault current will be nothing but root of AC square plus DC square. So that will be root of Vm upon root 2 mod Z whole square plus Vm upon mod Z sin alpha minus theta e की power minus t by tau का whole square. At t is equals to 0, it boils down to root of Vm upon root 2 mod Z whole square plus Vm upon Z sin alpha minus theta whole square. Okay, now maximum momentary fault current. Okay, maximum momentary fault current can be when this is 1 and this is minus 1. At that point it becomes 2 Vm upon mod Z. That is called as doubling effect. Now momentary current is 1.66 of fault current. Fault current is basically this. Okay. Then now we are left with transients of alternator. So the concept here is, so transient in alternator, whenever there is three-phase fault, okay, so the reactance is given. For subtransients it is XD dash, subtransient XD double dash, transient XD dash, and steady state it is given as XD. Fine. So you can see here clearly that XD is greater than XD dash is greater than XD double dash. In no load case, EG remains same. EG dash is equals to EG double dash is equals to EG. But in loading case, this is very important, EG dash will change. Why this will change? Because we are considering terminal voltage where fault occurs to be constant. Okay, that's why this EG dash, EG will keep on changing whenever the state changes. Now we have arrived to the main concept, that is symmetric fault analysis. Here we will be looking at Thevenin concept to find fault current. Okay, whether it is loading, unloading case, whatever it is, we will be using Thevenin model to find out fault current. In this, firstly we will be drawing three circuits: steady state circuit, T minus 0 circuit, and Thevenin circuit. So steady state circuit is very simple circuit wherein you will be drawing exact model and you will be trying to find out I naught from that. Usually in question you will be given P per unit and you will be given cos phi. So you can find I naught from here. How will you find I naught from this particular thing? We know that P is equals to nothing but Vi cos phi. So P is given, cos phi is given, Vt you will be taking as 1 per unit. So from this very thing you will be able to find out I naught. This I naught you will be substituting in T0 minus circuit. In T0 minus circuit you will be using XG double dash, XM double dash. So respectively getting EG double dash and EM double dash. This circuit is majorly used when you are asked to find out EG double dash and EM dash. Okay. Now comes the concept of Thevenin circuit to find out fault current. What you will be doing is, you will be replacing this voltage sources by short circuit and you will be using 1 volt ka dummy voltage, okay, VT. Now what happens is, you will be getting delta Ig and delta Im. Fault current will be summation of delta Ig and delta Im. That is what is Thevenin concept. Here you don't require Eg dash, EM dash, nothing you will require. You will require to just replace the fault terminal by 1 voltage source and you need to find delta Ig, delta Im. So fault current would be nothing but delta Ig plus delta Im. Now let's say if you are asked to find out Ig, what you will be doing is, you will be finding delta Ig plus I naught, okay, that is Ig, and Im would be nothing but delta Im minus I naught, okay. Got it, right? This is a very important concept, and as I have already discussed, the note that in steady state circuit Xg Xm is used. For Thevenin and Xt at t is equals to 0 minus, you will be using Xg double dash, Xm double dash and so on, okay. SCMVA method. So SCMVA doesn't depend upon base value at all. You need to find out individual MVA upon X per unit, okay. If it is given in per unit, X is known. If not, then XCMV is nothing but VB whole square upon X of that particular transmission line, okay. That is SCMVA concept. Then how would you calculate the net XCMVA? So wherever fault is taking place, we will do the calculation of SCMA depending upon capacitor calculation. For example, if 2 SCMVAs are in series, okay, SCMVA, what you will do? You will do a parallel combination of that. If 2 are SCMVAs are parallel, you will straight away add them, okay. So calculation would be like a capacitor. And one more important concept is SCMVA does not depend upon base MVA, we already told, and it also does not depend upon base voltage. It depends upon nominal voltage. SCMVA is root 3 V line to line nominal voltage into IF. One example to demonstrate that is, here base voltage equals to nominal voltage equals to 11 kV. That's why in formula of SCMVA we took 11. Here nominal voltage is 11, base voltage is 10. So you will not take 10, you will consider only nominal voltage, that is 11 kV for SCMVA calculation. With this particular thing, we can wrap up this video on symmetric fault. We have seen, let's revise over one more time, that symmetric faults are triple L and triple LG. These are the least severe faults on transmission line, and the occurrence is also very less. For symmetrical fault, Z per unit would be Z into MVA base upon K VBB whole square. That is for star. For delta, it would be 1 by 3 upon Z per unit star. Then we have seen reactance diagram mein there can be 3 cases. X can be given in ohms, that we need to convert in per unit, or else X in per unit would be given with either MVA changing or voltage base changing. In that case, we will be using Z per unit new is equals to Z per unit old into MVA new upon MVA old into VB old upon VB new whole square formula. Then we have seen transient in transmission line. In that case, we have seen fault current equals to AC transient minus DC offset. AC transient is equals to V upon mod Z sin omega t plus alpha minus theta minus V upon mod Z sin alpha minus theta e ki power minus t by tau. Then we have seen how to find out a symmetric fault current, RMS fault current, asymmetric RMS fault current. We have seen what you mean by maximum momentary current, and we have seen what is momentary current. Then we have seen transient in alternator, that in loading case Eg dash will not be equals to Eg double dash will not be equals to Eg. We have seen that Xd is greater than Xd dash is greater than Xd double dash. Then for finding fault current, we have seen the concept of Thevenin. In that case, we will be making 3 circuits: steady state circuit, T0 minus T is equals to 0 minus circuit, and Thevenin circuit. In steady state, everything will be normal. From that, we will be trying to find out I naught. From T0 minus circuit and Thevenin circuit, we will be replacing everything with Xg double dash, Xm double dash. T minus 0 circuit will be used to find out EG double dash and EM double dash is if required, and Thevenin circuit is used to find out the fault current. We'll be replacing the fault terminal with a dummy voltage source of 1 volt, and we'll be finding out delta Ig and delta Im, and I fault current will be equals to delta Ig plus delta Im. If required to find out Ig and Im, Ig is equals to delta Ig plus I naught, and delta Im is equals to and Im equals to delta Im minus I naught. Fine. Then we have seen short circuit MVA method, that it depends only upon individual MVA and it depends only on nominal voltage. It has nothing to do with base voltage or base MVA. SCMVA of individual element can be found out by doing this particular calculation, that SCMVA is equals to MVA of particular element upon X per unit of that element, and net SCMVA can be found out according as per we do capacitor calculations. Yes, that's all. With this we can wrap up this video.